What's up, people? It's Chad Warden. Chad Warden. Talking about the PS Triple. Moving the camera around because I can't. Woo! Chad Warden. I'll be balling, yo. That nigga Bowser, that nigga Mario, nigga Link, that bitch Zelda. You know, we're talking about the Wii. The Wii remote looks like a dildo. Go, yeah. You know, like Devil May Cry run up on a nigga. Okay, I'm really not gonna act like that. But anyway, this is the PS3 rant, sort of. Anyways, the PS3 has come out for exactly 1 year. 1 year. Yeah, that's a long time. But this ain't kind of fun. The PS3 is kind of like lagging behind everybody else. Well, there's one. Okay. Some of the PS3 games are really short. Really short. I mean, that's thinking short. Ratchet and Clank. Short. There's some other games that are pretty short, but you know, those are the ones that, to my mind. Ridge Racer. Short. Also, you gotta talk about the price tag. $400 is still pretty pricey for the average consumer. The average consumer is not gonna go over the mark I would set by at $300. You're not gonna spend $400 on a PS Triple. Trizzle. It's Chad Warden said PS Triple has all the games. No, it doesn't. Virtual Fighter 5 on the 360 as online. What's up with that? PS3? Yeah, PS3 has all the games. Yeah, sure, whatever. The PlayStation Network still sucks. It's still really weird interface. It's like that the PSP is just ported over to the PS Triple, so it has a weird interface. You're like, yeah, it's just weird. And what else is on the Triple? I mean, I'm talking games that I like. Okay, I like Madden. I prefer the 360 or even the Wii. Well, the Wii's kind of like. I first person shooters sometimes. First person shooters on the PS3 is Resistance. Good game. Haze is coming out. This will be good. And the game I really want on the PS Triple is Metal Gear Solid 4. Patriots, Guns of the Patriots. Yeah, like Resident Fallen Man. That's sort of like game trailers was. What else? Resident Fallen Man, Warhawk. But yeah, most of these games are really short. Also, the PS3, Blu-ray. You know, the format wars has already begun. Paramount, DreamWorks, all those companies are now supporting HD, DVD. And the only other companies are supporting Blu-ray. Fox hasn't made up their mind yet. Who knows? Who cares? I'm pretty sure Japanese and anime companies are still thinking, should we make high definition anime with more titillation? And we're Ninja Gaiden 3 coming out. Of course, Tekken's a big thing for Sony owners. I'm assuming they're not going to change much for that. Soul Calibur 4 exclusive. I think it's a wrong move because Soul Calibur 3 was also on PS2. It's kind of disappointing because it looked pretty, but it was like disappointing because the creative character was like, oh well. Then you have I'm trying to think here. Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 13 versus. Yeah, I have no idea what's coming out. Nobody knows. Unreal Tournament 3 on the PS3. That's a weird card game on the PS3. Overall, Lair. Some people said it was crap. Some people it was good. You know, but the PS3 is just. It's still pretty expensive. You know, in Japan it's selling well. That's because it's cheaper there it is over here. Over there is like $50 less. Over here is like more expensive. Little Big Planet is gonna sell. It's gonna sell pretty well. It's gonna be a fun game, but overall, I think the PS3 needs to get on their ass. Sony needs to get on their asses and just start making good games and start developing PS3 correctly. You cannot just let this hardware just go. Okay, here's your hardware. Developers, do something. They gotta help them. That's why the reason why GTA 4 is gonna get next year. It's because of the PS3. Developers have to develop games for the PS3. I mean, Fight Night Round 3 looks amazing on the PS3, but it looks no different than the 360. So what's the difference between the PS3 and the 360 version? It has to be a line difference between PS3 and 360. You cannot be just aiming that game. And some people say, well, the Xbox version has cheaper games. It's true. But for PS3, it's going to have to be the quality of the game. Not the quantity, it's going to be the quality. Now, of course, the Wii, it's going to be at the quantity. How many games you can throw around on the Wii, You at least keep some people entertained for like 5 minutes. Who cares? 360 is going to be the quality and the quantity. It has to be both. PS3 has to be at the quality. What kind of games you can get on the PS3 you cannot get on the 360? It has to be a fine line draw between there. I'm glad Sony's marketing finally got those stupid commercials right. Instead of weird ass commercials with a white room and it was a play beyond. I mean, what the fuck do you? I mean, when I saw this commercial, like, what the fuck? That's not Sony. That's being Sega. And I was like, okay. So what do you want the 360 for? Do you want to sit there like a brick? PS3 should be about a quality system, giving out quality games. Now, how many games you could throw on the PS3? It looks no different from the 360 version. You have to set the PS3 standards even higher than that before, especially this next year. Because this next year, the PS3 starts to go down. Sony's gonna run out of business, and they're gonna have to discontinue it. It's a true fact. And Metal Gear Solid 4 has to have the most whoring out of that game as anybody ever seen. They had to whore it out just like Halo 3 and Xbox 360. That's the only way they're gonna actually ever survive. Because the Wii is already set. All you gotta do with the Wii is just with games. The Wii has so many games on it, it's just like amazing. Like, even with the Virtual Console, it has so many games on it right now. The Wii is all about the quantity of the games. And, you can have your 5 minutes of fun, Some games, be out there for the hardcore gamers. And it'll be fine. But yeah. PS3 has to set the standard for quality games. And, the Xbox, just sits there in the middle, it's like, okay, we have the quality of the games, and we have some of the quantity that people want. Of course, the Wii, you're gonna have to put out the quantity of the games. I know this is PS3, right? Mostly because, PS3 is not delivered in a year. It just kind of sitting there, and you're just kind of like, what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna let it sit there, Sony, and just go, well, we have this console called the PS3, and we're gonna ship it out? That's not how it works. Anyways, this is Dudman777 coming with another video. I am out.